What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Really appreciate you coming back and taking time to take a look at another one of my videos. Today's video, as you saw in the title, is going to be about ALS, acts like super, and super combos. I'm going to show you some examples of some of the supers and ALS combos that I have in my collection, and talk about how I produce them, why I produce them, why I hold them back. ALS and supers are very valuable breeder animals. They take a lot of guesswork out of stuff, and they make sure that you get the genes that you want to get in that combo. It guarantees it. So I think some of the super combos, the ALS combos, are some of the most iconic combos that we have in the ball python hobby. And I don't think enough people on YouTube here and making ball python videos, pay enough respect and pay enough time to our beautiful supers and ALS animals. They make breeding, they just take your breeding up another notch. Make it a little bit more fun and a little bit more able to really understand what the possibilities that are going to come out of this pairing and what you're going to see. And really what it's about is what you're not going to see. Wild type animals, you're not going to see any normals come out of ALS and super combo breedings. So that's why a lot of us breeders like them. You're for sure going to get that gene that you wanted to get in that combo in there. And I always use this for an example. In my HRA project, I wanted to see if my line of HRA would black back Inchy. But I didn't want to be guessing what HRA Inchy, if was this HRA and Inchy, was it not? Could it be? And have any question in my mind whatsoever. So when I bred my HRA to try to put Inchy together with it, I bred him to a cinnamon Inchy fire. And it was great because when I produced it, I knew exactly what I was looking at. Because I knew if it wasn't cinnamon, and cinnamon and HRA make a gargoyle, and I knew if it had HRA in it, and there wasn't cinnamon in it, that it was HRA Inchy. And so I produced the HRA Inchy, and now that I can pick them out and know what they look like, in a subsequent clutch, I produced a HRA Inchy Fire, and another just beautiful combination. So we're going to be looking at some of these animals today, talking about what my plans are for the future with them during the video, and letting you just kind of see where my passion is when it comes to the ball pythons. I really am interested in the ALS combos. That just blows my mind away that we can be that specific and that knowing what exactly that animal is going to produce. And I think there's a lot of benefit and a lot of value in that. So take a trick. I'm going to get you the animals. I've held you here too long already. Went off on a little tangent, but check out these animals. Just awesome combos. I'm going to come back. We're going to have a get to know coach, and I'll say goodbye at the very end. Thanks again, guys, for coming. And if you can find a way to click that like button and subscribe to my channel, I would greatly appreciate it. Enjoy the video, guys. Okay, here's the first animal that we're going to look at today. And this is in our ALS Supers video. I used this girl in the dorsal stripe video too. But again, I wanted to bring her back here in this video because this is a purple passion / mystic potion. Great story. I think I've told it already here. I was trying to make mystic potions, and my mystic turned out to be a Mojave female. And so the first time I bred and tried for mystic potions, I made blue-eyed Lucy's. And you're probably going to see her today too. So this purple passion and my blue-eyed Lucy have the same mother. So this girl is Purple Passion, Mojave, and Phantom, and she's Pa's Het Clown. But there she is. I really like her dark head. Really like, obviously, her dorsal stripe and that ghost pattern. So I thought we'd start off with this iconic combo in the hobby. This is a Purple Passion or Mystic Potion. She's beautiful. All right. Animal number 2 today. This is an ivory, a male ivory. I did not produce him. I traded for him. And the reason why I got him is because I slept on Yellow Belly for the longest time. I wasn't a believer. I'm a believer now. And I have a trouble seeing Yellow Belly in combos. I'm picking it out. So this is a great way if you really want to figure out how to see Yellow Belly. You get an ivory and you let him go and sire a couple of clutches, and then you get to look at all those combos because every single one of them will have Yellow Belly. And so that's why I have him. The other thing is it's an impressive animal. He's an adult male, and like I said, I feed my animals. My adult animals get fed about every 4 weeks. And so do my males. They just get a small instead of a medium, but they get a nice size small. So there he is. Super Yellow Belly. Ivory. Pretty snakes. Pretty snakes. I'm having to work harder at this today than I really thought I was going to. The other videos went pretty smooth. Okay, so this wasn't in that gargoyle clutch, but this guy, my lesser HRA is his dad, and I put my lesser HRA to an Enchi Fire just to make this combo. This is the reason I wanted to do that pairing, because I wanted to make HRA Enchi Fire. And again, Enchi and HRA are allelic. So this is an allelic animal. Acts like super. Everything that he produces will either have HRA or Enchi in it. And then half the babies will have fire. Isn't he pretty? Just really like. Now, there's a couple crossovers, right? So whatever we go to with this guy, we're going to have to go with something that's a clean black back, a much better black back, to help shore that black back up. See, we got too many crossovers, in my opinion. So we'll try to clean that up in this as we go down, making more, adding genes to this combo. But isn't he pretty? God, he's such a pretty snake. Let's take one more good look at him, and then we'll let him go sit in his tub again, because that's where they're most happy, I think. Just leave me alone, Dad. Let me sit in my... There we go. There he is. HRA Enchi Fire. HRA and Enchi are allelic genetics. So he's an ALS. Beautiful snake. All right. Here's kind of a big girl. I produced this female. I put a cinnamon Enchi to an Enchi Fire. What I wanted to make was super cinnamon Enchi Fire and super Enchi Fires. I got no super Enchis in the group, but I did get 2 female cinnamon Enchi Fires. I held back this one, and I gave the other one to my friend Jeremy Kloss at Freaks of Nature. It's going to probably start pairing her. Again, this is an allelic combination. Cinnamon Enchi Fire. I love the Enchi Fire combo. You saw the Enchi Fire, and there's her head. You saw the Enchi Fire in the HRA. You see the Enchi Fire here in Cinnamon. And I really like, I'm going to do a video on the Enchi Fire combo and why I like it and what my plans are with it. So this is another allelic combo, Cinnamon Enchi Fire. She's going to start everything out with Cinnamon or Enchi, and then half of those babies are going to have Fire too. So beautiful girl. This is a Coach's Royal Reptiles Um, um, Personal production. This was self-produced in-house. I just think she is so pretty. I was blown away when, and I'll probably put in a baby picture of her so you can see how orange she was out of the egg. Beautiful combo. Again, a lilac, cinnamon inchy. Cinnamon inchy fire. No wild types, no normals from this girl. Isn't she pretty? And now this is a super, not an allelic combo. This is a super combo. Let's try if we can see if we can't get him to settle down a little bit. Stop running. Look at that tail. See how he was wagging that tail? That's how you know that your ball python's a little upset with you. They start to wag that tail like a little dog. Let's see how he does. So this, stay down, Bubba. Come on, man. And this is what I believe is a double homozygous. I thought this snake was visual hypo when I produced him. I thought he was a visual hypo, and that's why I kept him. Other than that, he's a super chocolate, but I think he's super. I think he's super pastel, super chocolate, Mojave, 100% het hypo. Dad was a visual. His dad is basically him, but a visual hypo, pastel, chocolate, Mojave. So a hypo chocolate pastave. Now he's a super chocolate, right? So super chocolates are known to have wobble, and he's amazingly stressed out right now. This is about as stressed out as he's going to get. He's trying to run. He's trying to get out of here. And we're not allowing him to do that. So he is stressed. And he's got a little shake. Right before he strikes his food, he's got a little shake to his head. And then he, once he zones in, he's got it. So this is him. So we're going to take one more good look at him. Super pastel, super chocolate, Mojave, het hypo. And I'll probably start pairing him next year. He's big enough to go now, but we'll wait one more year. She was sitting in her water. Remember I told you about my, I'm in the desert. I'm going to see if I can't get her hide. And she's leaving. Nobody wants to hang out today. And so she's still a little wet. I try to dry her off best I can. We'll see if she wants to go in there. Ooh, she talking. Ooh, she came out the other side. Not good. Okay. Let's give her a shot for a couple minutes here. She's a very emotional animal. She may strike at us. This is hypo, super pastel, super chocolate, Mojave. Again, hypo, super pastel, super chocolate, Mojave. And I produced the snake that you saw before is her brother. Her dad, back to his mother. It was a hypo chocolate pastave paired to a pastel chocolate het hypo. And I hit two visual hypos. Again, Jeremy Kloss, Freaks of Nature, has the other one. And it was basically just a copy of Dad, which I already had in a male. I didn't need a female. I kept this girl. So I let him have the other visual hypo to work with. Boy, they are persistent today. Oh, I'm just going to try this corner then. You're going to block me here. You're not. Then I'm just going to go. Just, it's the struggle is real today, boys. The struggle is real today. And she just want to go. She don't even care. She don't even want to try to sit. Maybe nothing will happen if you just sit still. Maybe I'll just leave you alone if you sit still. So there she is. Hypo, Super Pastel, Super Chocolate Mojave. This is a triple homozygous animal. Her brother's what I believe is a double homozygous animal. Hey guys, welcome to the next edition of Get to Know Coach. You know, when I'm thinking about what I'm going to do for these videos, the hardest part for me to put together is this part. What am I going to talk about? You know, and I'm so early, really, in my YouTube life here that, you know, I don't want to be too controversial. I don't want to scare people away. I don't want people to not watch because I have some sort of controversial opinions and whatnot. And I wasn't going to even talk about this on my YouTube channel, but I saw a post on social media this week. I commented on it, and I just can't get it out of my head. I just keep thinking about it, and that is the overpopulation, oversaturation. Basically, there's way too many ball pythons in the world. There's too many ball pythons. Really, the problem isn't that there's too many ball pythons, on the earth. There's too many ball pythons for sale on the earth. And we all need to do our part. Everybody needs to do their part in addressing this issue. And if you don't believe it's an issue, you just have your head in the sand. I truly believe that we all need to do our part. Now, the last 2 years, I didn't pair ball pythons. This is the first time I've paired ball pythons in 3 years. I have 2 clutches in my incubator as we speak right now, and I'm thinking I might have as many as 4 more coming still. So I know I've got at least one more. She's off feed. She's nesting, and she's any day now. So, but I only do a total, maybe the most I could do this year is 6 clutches. And here's the thing. I've been in this hobby 13 years. I've yet to produce my 40th clutch. If I hit all 6 this year and I get 6 clutches, that 6th clutch will be my 40th clutch. My career 40th clutch. Not my 40th clutch in a season or my 40th clutch in 2 seasons. I've been in this hobby 13 years. And I think that other people need to start taking the weight of this responsibility, because I'm not going to be able to fix this issue all by myself. The great line in this post that I saw this week, and I'm not going to mention who posted it if you want to go look for my comments in the last couple of days on social media. But the comment that they made is, just because you can doesn't mean you should. And I know there's a lot of people out there with some big ball python collections that can really put out a ton of ball python clutches every year. And most of the time, they did, and they do, and they continue to. I just don't think there's any reason to be producing ball pythons in that type of mass quantity. I'm going to touch on a subject just real briefly here, and for a real quick minute, because this is something that I'm going to come back to. In the 90s, we saw the corn snake craze, and it was every bit as crazy as the ball python craze. And you can see what happens and how much corn snakes sell for now. Every once in a while, you'll have something hot, something new, that the price will kind of go up again on. But for the most part, most all your corn snakes are about $100 animals. And guess what's happening to the ball python? It's going the same route of what's happened in history before. And I think that if some people that were around in the 90s and you ask them about the corn snake craze, they will tell you that it was real similar to the ball python. Now, I think the ball python was a little bit bigger because it was in an era where communication was a lot easier, right? In the 90s, the internet was, in its infancy. So now we have a full-blown internet where you can assimilate information out to the masses fairly quickly. And so, yeah, the ball pythons were a little bit more, but it's basically the same track, and it's basically the same race, and it's basically going to end up the same way. People always talk about investment ball pythons. And if in investing, you always are looking at past performances to decide on where you're going to invest your money. You got to do the same thing in reptiles. This ball python thing, it's already happened. We've already run this race. And those of us that were there for the corn snake understand and always knew exactly what was going to happen here. Why? Because we've seen it happen before. And so I'm going to leave you with that. And I'm just going to say to you guys out there that are breeding ball pythons, it's time we take a more responsible view. It's time that we took a more responsible attitude when it comes to breeding these animals. Because these are air-breathing, living creatures. We're not talking about Pokemon cards. We're not talking about baseball cards. We're talking about living animals. And I think we need to respect them as such. I think the ball python, especially for reptile people, should have already have earned your respect. So I'm leaving with that. I don't want to be controversial. All I'm asking you to do is, we don't need 100 clutches. We don't even need 40 clutches. Push forward and move forward our personal projects. And then the surplus animals from that are the animals that we should be selling. We shouldn't be producing ball pythons and whole clutches of ball pythons that are just going to be for sale. I think that's an irresponsible way to be breeding ball pythons in 2026. Love to hear your opinion in the comments. I guarantee you my opinion ain't the only one out there, and it's just my opinion. So please understand that it's an opinion. You do with what do in your business and in your hobby what you want to do. I'm not here to tell you not to. I'm just here to tell you we might need to consider being a little bit more responsible. That's all I'm saying. Hey, going to get you back to the animals, get you back to the video, get you back to the reason you're here. Thanks for listening for a minute. All right. You'll notice that I have a different box on this one. Yes, this is because I had to reshoot some clips, because once I had shot everything for the video, all the clips of the animals, I realized that about half the clips I had no sound. So I'm going to redo the ones I had no sound on. So you'll see two different boxes here, and this is why. So we're going to go and, this is a super Enchi female. She was produced in a lilac pairing of a cinnamon Enchi male paired to a cinnamon Enchi pinstripe female. So all the babies in that clutch either were going to be super Enchi or super Cinny or cinnamon Enchi. So they would all be supers or they'll all be a lilac combos. Every animal. I got 5 eggs. One went bad during incubation. I hatched 4 eggs. And in one clutch, I made 4 supers. I made 1.3, and I had 4 supers in a 4-egg clutch. That's the power of a lilac animals. So this now is a super Enchi female. I sold the only male and I kept the 3 females. So now I have 3 super females in my collection. And I produced all of them in one clutch. The power of allelic pairing. Sorry, I bumped the camera. I won't do it again. But I really like Super Enchi. And now, when I have a male with a single copy of Enchi, and I want to see that combo maybe with a Super Enchi in there, here's the girl I pair the male to. She's just about ready. She'll probably be ready to go next year. I usually, my females usually take about 4 years, 3 to 4 years to get up to size. I don't pair any 2-year-old females. Because of the way I feed my animals don't get up to size. My females don't get up to size in 2 years. There she is. I love the Super Enchi head. That's really what I really like about it. I think that's what it brings to the table. So that's what we'll be doing. She's pretty, and like I told you, on the Enchi gene, Enchi is a very nervous gene, and when you put it a super, it acts a little different. You hear her talking to me? I mean, she's an adult. I mean, she should be fairly comfortable with me at this point. There she is. She's a pretty girl. Let's take a look at the next one, huh? This is a sister of the last animal. This is a Super Enchi pinstripe. So you can see the Super Enchi head again on the pinstripe. The Super Enchi head doesn't go away. And then, how about that reduced pattern? I always show this snake to people and I say, how many emojis can you find in this snake's pattern? I think one day I found like 11 of them. You know, emojis. Here's eyes, mouth, eyes, mouth, eyes, mouth. Right, so you can see pretty quickly, I pointed out like 3 of them. So she was another one of the girls, my 3 supers in the same, well, 4 supers on the same clutch, 3 females. And so, again, another Super Enchi, something I can really use. What I really like about this combo, she won't bite me, those sides, look at that, man. That's what Enchi does. Super Enchi really colors up the bottoms. Now, that's her. Really neat animal. Really neat snake. I love the reduction in pattern, so we can really see what Super Enchi is going to do, you know, with stuff like pinstripe or acid or leopard. You know, you're going to have, if you don't want to reduce the pattern, then you probably want to leave Enchi out the deal. There she is. Beautiful. All right, third super, third sister. So here we go. That's the Super Cine. I made 2 of them. They're both perfect. No kinks, no runs, no drips, no airs. No kinks. She's got a little bit of a duck bill. Just a little. Not bad at all. Just a little bit narrow of a head, you know. And you can just look at her. I'm exploring the new box, right? I bought it last night. I finally went and I found it. This box is hard to find. It's like those big black ones with the yellow lids. It's the same brand. It's got the yellow lid and everything, but it's not as tall. It's not as deep. So it's easier to shoot videos in. And she's going in the shadow. She likes the shadow. Let's see if we can move her over a little. Get her head out here. Look at that. Super Cine, perfect. I've gone down her spine probably 100 times. Almost vertebrae by vertebrae, looking for a kink. I can't find one. She's just really pretty. When they hatch, they're black. They're solid black. And I had the male. I sold the one I sold was a Super Cine male. I think he was a good little sale for me. That's her. Look at that Super Cine, baby. I think that's so cool. Basically, if you what it really is, it's just a patternless ball python, right? I mean, it's really the base color of the normal ball python. It just doesn't have any pattern at all. And I just dig her. I think the world of her. She'll be here ever and ever. She will be here forever and ever. What a great animal. I think the world of her. And I wanted one so badly. Heck, when I first started, you couldn't even find these for sale. People were afraid. People had all been shooed off of this job. And I think that if you just incubate them a little bit lower temp, so in the egg box, in my incubator, I put their egg box on the bottom of the incubator, right? The bottom of the incubator is going to be a little cooler because what does hot air do? It rises. So the bottom of your incubator is going to be just a little cooler. So that's her. God, I like her. I tell everybody this is my white lip python. She's a white lip. That's why I love ball pythons. I've got ball pythons that I say, oh yeah, this is a carpet python, just because of the pattern and everything. But you know, you want a white lip python? There you go. And this one ain't gonna cost you $800 either. So, and a lot of us can make it ourselves. I think the other key too is like distant cinnamon. You know, you don't want to inbreed cinnamon. You know, you don't want to go, you know, like a sister to a brother. You don't want to go, you know, a son or daughter back to a parent. I think that might be part of the issue with these. It may have just been, you know, they were very much inbred and that's why they were kinking. So I like this box because now it's all uniform, right? I don't have like the opening on where, you know, the door would be for the carrier. And it just seems like they're much calmer in here because, and maybe it was because there's a lot of, you know, scent of mammals in that carrier. So I don't know, maybe that was kind of the issue that started it. But in this box, you can see much calmer, much easier. Sides are a little higher too, so that I think makes it a little better too. But this is going to be the box I'm going to be videoing larger animals in. I got another box that I'll be videoing like hatchlings and babies. Here she comes. She's saying, "Hi, Dad. What's up? This is a cool box." Yeah, I like it too, girl. I like it too. And I like you. God, you're pretty. All right, I think I got enough of that girl. That's an impressive animal, isn't it? Yeah. This is an adult female. Blue-eyed Lucy. And when this box is about almost 3 foot long, that's an impressive animal. To me, that's an impressive animal. I mean, that's a big ball python, female ball python, Blue-eyed Lucy. They do get a little, you know, this is a super Mojave. You can tell it's a super Mojave by the head. See how the head, let's see if I can get it for you. You see how the head is darker? So when that head is dark like that, that's the key. That's the tell that it's a super Mojave. If that head is all white, that might be a super lesser or butter. They have smaller eyes a lot of times, so sometimes you can tell that their eyes are just a little bit smaller. The one that I wanted to do is the one that I like the most is the Mojave Lesser Combo. The head isn't as dark, right? I don't think you would get this kind of, you know, it's a little bit of a yellowing out, but like I said, she's what, maybe 9 years old, 8 years old. I mean, that's a full-grown, mature ball python, and she eats one medium rat every 4 weeks. She's not thin. That's plenty of food for them guys. And then if I was going to breed her, I would step her up to a medium every 2 weeks. So I kind of knocked her out of view there. They like I'm starting to see my lighting. They like the, they want to be more in the shaded end over here. They like, for whatever, well, they're ball pythons and they're nocturnal, so that should, answer my own question. But that's her. Blue-eyed Lucy, Super Mojave. And this is the girl I produced. I thought when she hatched, she was a patternless Mystic Potion, because what I thought the pairing was Mystic to Mojave. She's also Paws Het Hypo. I tried her. I put my GHI to her as well, and made a bunch of GHI Mojaves. And so it's really cool to be able to just say, okay, I'm going to put Mojave in anything I want to put Mojave into very easily. And that's why these animals are so valuable in breeding, because they guarantee some outcomes. I know, baby, I'm being a jerk. Oh, there she is. She's got all wound up around my hook. I can't get it out of there. So we'll just wait. Oh. There she is, Blue-eyed Lucy. There, got my hook back. Got my hook back. Stay down, girly. Come on. There she is. Blue-eyed Lucy. Super Mojave. An impressive big snake, isn't that? I like it. All right, that's going to do it for today. I mean, what did you think of those animals? I mean, I'll tell you this. A Blue-eyed Lucy, ball python, a full-grown, mature female adult bell is just an impressive animal, man. That is just a very impressive animal. And I'll tell you, when people come to my house and they find out that I have ball pythons and I breed them, and because they're in a different room of my house, and they find out that I have them, and I start showing them snakes, the two that always catch their eye and the two that they'll always talk about down the road, the Blue-eyed Lucy and the Super Cine. They just love those two. And it just, it's a powerful look, I think. And I really enjoy it. And I produce my own. So I produced my own Blue-eyed Lucy. When I started in this hobby, Blue-eyed Lucys were selling for $1,400, $1,500. Mystic Potions were selling for $1,400, $1,500. They're 2 gene animals. 2 genes. They're not hard to make. And I just couldn't believe somebody charging somebody $1,500 for basically a 2 gene animal. And so I made my own. And as you can see, I made them quite a while ago. And I'm really, really proud of them. I hold them in my collection. And like I say, people who don't know this hobby, I can show them 4 and 5, 6 gene clowns, or, I can show them hypos with desert ghosts. The ones that always stick with people that are seeing this hobby for the first time is the bell and the Super Cine. That's always the one. When they come back a second time, those are always the animals they ask to see. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you had a good time looking at it. It's really, to me, a walk down memory lane in this hobby. And, like I said, I'm emotionally invested in my animals. The Super Cine, my Super Mojave bell, those 2 girls, they'll be in my collection till the day I stop doing this or I can't do it anymore. So I really appreciate coming by again. I hate sounding like a broken record. Like and subscribe to my channel. And if you'd like to comment, make a comment. I'd love to hear any feedback, anything that you can help me with, anything that you see that maybe I can improve upon. Put it in the comments, man. I can't get better if I don't know what to fix. So thanks, guys. Appreciate you guys coming by again. Bye.